Jurassic World screening?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Next Tuesday.
I want to go.
Let's see if I can get you in.
I saw the first Chris Pratt one. I didn't see the second one.
I didn't see
Fallen Kingdom? No.
It's good.
I like that Bryce Dallas Howard, though. Ron Howard's kid.
Yeah, she's great.
Pretty cute. They said she's going to direct more episodes of The Mandalorian over there.
Yeah, I think
Disney
she's also
Plus.
going to... there's another thing she was in talks to direct. I think maybe the Fantastic Four.
Hey!
That might be her that ends up directing that.
All right. Yeah, well, good for her.
Just rumors at this point.
Rumors and speculation. Hey, it was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago. It didn't. It will happen tomorrow. Tony Danza will be on the show.
Hey.
He's doing a little song and dance tour called Stories and...
Tony Danza?
Something. Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. That's what it's called. But he's doing the Lakeside Theater, out there Sandusky Way at the Hoover Auditorium, mid-July. So I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. I'll probably geek out on him a little bit on Taxi. And so that'll be tomorrow. The great, I feel confident in saying, the great Tony Danza here on the show. And then tomorrow, another Poundcake sports break, as it will already be Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
Today's Tuesday, of course. And a new Poundcake podcast. Whatever, right? The more the merrier. Your Cleveland Guardians will play tonight. They're trying to make it 2 in a row. They beat the Royals last night. 7-3 was the final for Memorial Day baseball. 6:10 tonight is the first pitch downtown at the corner of...
Come on.
Boy, I'll remember one of these days. And then they'll finish that series on tomorrow afternoon with a 1:10 game. And as I mentioned before, of course, tomorrow begins June, and with it comes a brand new promo code at CLE Clothing Company. Today's the last day you can use May Day to get 20% off. Tomorrow will begin the promo code BILL, BILL, for 20% off. Your guess is as good as mine. These aren't explained to me. They're just sent to me.
Can we get some explanation on that one? Can we ask them?
I didn't ask because I didn't want it to sound catty in an email. But I'd be happy to ask.
I would just like to know.
Hey, what's the relevance of Bill? See, that sounds nasty, too.
Ooh, that actually sounds like an album title to me. The Relevance of Bill.
Uh-huh.
I don't hate that at all.
All right, we'll find out. The relevance of Bill. Well, mark it down. We were having dinner after my daughter's high school graduation, and this place that's on the river, right? It's not a fancy place, but it's nice enough where they've got a pretty deep menu, and we've been there on a number of occasions over the years and always had a good time. And so since this was a nighttime graduation, it's a late-ish dinner, post 9 o'clock. And we've got our family, and we've got the ex-wife and my son and some of their friends and another group of parents or whatever. And so we're ordering some drinks. And my wife orders something that has Prosecco in it, and the waitress proceeds to tell her, we don't have whatever Prosecco is. Which I'm like, I never heard that before, and that's a very interesting way to say that.
Why not just say we're out of Prosecco rather than reveal that you don't know what you're doing?
Because a lot of people aren't thinking on their feet when you talk to them, right? So they're disarmingly honest. And, yeah, we don't have whatever Prosecco is. That's great. My wife goes, you know what? I'll just have a gin and tonic.
It's like when we were talking about people giving us where they're like, she listens to the show all the time. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah, it's like, okay. You don't have to say that. You can just be like, she loves you guys. That's all you get.
But I like that because it gives me an opportunity, depending on how jaunty I'm feeling that day. Some days I'll go, that's totally fine. Other days I go, have a seat. Because this is your lucky day.
We're going to get to know each other.
That's right. I'm going to tell you all about me because I clearly, you're trying to troll me or whatever. Mm-hmm. Even if they're not, right? Even if they're not, if there's no malice behind it. They think they're being slick. I go, no, you played yourself, player. Because I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tell you everything you never wanted to know about me. When I'm done with you, you're going to know more about me than my own family. Which, again, not hard to do. Nevertheless, there it is. And then you'll walk away
What secret would you start with?
drenched in sweat. Well, I didn't say secret. Just might be a detail that is not widely known.
That would be a secret. An unknown detail is a secret.
No, a secret is something that you're actively withholding.
Okay.
A detail is just something that maybe you
Hasn't come up yet.
Hasn't come up yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I think if I had a secret, I wouldn't divulge it to a stranger.
That's the safest person to divulge a secret to.
Not if you're a public figure.
Sure it is.
Really?
You're never going to see him again.
They could say anything to anyone. I mean, people
And
are making up
no one's
crap.
gonna trust him.
Huh?
Yeah.
No one's gonna trust him. They're like, I met Alan Cox one time, and he told me that his toe fungus smells like cheese. And they'd be like, nobody, you don't know Alan Cox.
A, I would imagine all toe fungus smells like cheese. B,
know.
Exhibit A, right through the glass here, of how you can't tell people things.
You can't tell people you know things.
No, you can tell people you
strangers
know
secrets.
things. No.
I'm probably more. I'll tell anybody anything.
Yeah, you're
But-
Jenny Cathy over here. What are you,
You don't
talking about?
count.
Yeah.
Imagine things that
Why
I
would you
haven't
ever
told
tell a
people.
I feel
stranger
like
a secret?
You should feel more comfortable telling a stranger a secret than someone close to you.
Why?
Because they don't know you, they're never going to see you again, and you gotta get it off your chest.
But
They're
they
like,
would.
That was
but,
weird.
But they would repeat. They could repeat it to someone
But it
else.
doesn't matter. You don't know them.
No, but
if
they
they
might
know-
know somebody you do know.
And they might know
But
you.
they're not going to trust it. Then
Who's
it's
not going to trust
the
what?
person who does know you? They'd be like, "Oh, you randomly met Mary and she told you this. Okay, sure."
Boy, you're giving people a lot of
Just
credit.
saying.
Yeah. Also,
A lot of credit.
you know how people talk about us.
You also know
when
how
they-
gullible people are,
Yeah.
right? People will believe, evidently, just about anything you tell them.
And here's
And
why I
they'll
believe
make
this.
up anything too, or take things that we say on this show and turn it into something
I think
completely different.
You think we're more important than we are. That I don't think
It's not about
as many-
importance. It's about telling someone you just met something personal.
Here's where why
I'm
I
talking
get up
about
on
like
this.
specific things that have happened to us before, where people will lie about stuff that, or they'll take stuff that we say out of context.
Or they'll
That happens all the
exaggerate.
time. Here's why I think this. I just doing comedy all over the country. Bill, you know this. When you talk to the audience, people will reveal wild things about their life in a comedy show, and I think it's because they're like, screw it. This person has a microphone. They're funny. I kind of trust them.
And they're drunk.
Well, not
Those
always,
people are
but
drunk.
They say, I'm never going to see any of the people in the show again. Sure, I'll tell you about how I banged my ex-wife's sister, and that's why we're not together anymore. And you're like, whoa, people are comfortable telling strangers things. I'm
But
telling you.
but this is
That sounds-
this is
doesn't sound
the
like a real
distinction.
secret, though.
This is the distinction I'm making between a detail and a secret. I've said all kinds of things publicly over the course of my career that I'm sure my family doesn't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those aren't secrets because I've said them publicly to
Sure.
whoever's listening. That's a different. So a detail and a secret.
Those are different.
As far as
agree.
I'm concerned, those are two different
Sure.
things.
But if you were to tell a secret, you should tell it to a stranger. That's what I'm
to
saying.
what end?
If you feel like you need to get something off your chest.
Alan,
isn't
do you
that-
ever feel like you need to get something off your chest?
Absolutely
I'm the only
not.
one in this room who feels
0%.
Wait.
No, you're the only one who's new to therapy.
I'm not new to therapy.
How long you been going?
I've gone in the past. This is my third time in therapy in
That's
my adult
new.
life.
What I'm
my
saying
third
is-
time for a total of like 5 years. That's not new.
It's 5 years.
When's the last time you went to therapy? And how long was it for?
I'm not talking about recently. I'm talking about over the course of my adult life. I've been in therapy most of the time.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that's the person you talk to, not a stranger. You're paying them to be a stranger.
If you're in an elevator with somebody and you're making small talk and you feel like you want to just
I'm not
be like,
making small talk in an elevator. Who are these people making small talk in an elevator?
Who's riding the elevator
Why do
that
you-
long?
Why do you want to confess something?
I don't want to confess, but I'm saying if the
This is a
opportunity
weird thing.
were to
I rode the elevator up with a guy this morning, right? I didn't know him. He pushed 4, and that's not where he was going, so he knew who I was. But I'm not talking to the guy in the elevator.
and he didn't say like I sideswiped a car earlier and I drove off.
He looked at me and he
Tell you
goes,
a secret.
"Hey, I have 2 floors to tell you I murdered my landlord."
Right.
And then the door's open. He goes, "Hey, have a good day."
And then you'll never
I said,
see him again.
Same.
You're like, wow, that guy murdered
I
his
felt like a
landlord.
douche yesterday. I went to Giant Eagle to pick a few things up, and the girl pushing the carts goes, "Hey, have a good holiday." And I go, "Yeah, you too." Just reflexively.
Oh, she's working?
She's working.
Yeah, but she might not be working all night.
Oh, whatever. She's working on a
Maybe
holiday.
she enjoys her job.
She did not look like she corralling those carts.
Hey.
And now
90-degree weather.
she
People
did
are
not look
brutal
like.
too. They'll just leave them wherever, like
Well,
all
that's
the way
why
to the parking lot.
there's people that are famous on TikTok and stuff now for cart shaming people.
Cart shaming.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
the cart narcs. They'll
I've seen that.
They'll
yeah.
follow them
Well,
around.
they
And be like,
let
hey, why don't
dudes
you put
pull
your
guns on them and
Yeah.
stuff? Because it's America.
Because people are like, I didn't do that. And it's like, just put your card back, man. It's not that
Man,
big a deal.
Okay, but
I want to see a cart narc get murdered on TikTok. Is
Oh,
what I
it's
want
gonna
to see.
happen.
Yes,
It's going to happen.
That I will watch. You
are-
pointing at a guy and going, "You didn't put your card back." That's like low level trolling. It's not entertaining. I see somebody go, "Oh," just very nonchalantly.
Someone's
just
gonna be
fill 'em
like,
full of holes.
"Hey, man, I'm a vet. I paid for this cart to be over here," and then they come over.
Well, that
and-
doesn't even make sense.
No, I'm.
Works on animals. I mean,
You paid for the cart to be over there.
Meaning they paid their debt to society. Like, you guys should be picking up after me.
Wait, what? What? They paid their debt to society through
military service?
No, I'm just saying.
That's not a debt to society. They're not prisoners.
Vets don't have to listen to anybody, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they do. Yes, they do. We're still living in a society.
But
They voluntarily. My dad's a veteran. That's voluntary.
okay. Well, I feel like they get special privileges, and that would be one
They
of the
do a
things.
lot of times.
Well, let's
10%
start.
off.
that would be
Cracker
one of the
Barrel.
things.
I would rather they get the health care that they need
That's
over
putting a cart anywhere.
wherever they
But
want.
But that's
Yeah,
what I'm
right.
talking about.
Don't do me
though.
no favors.
I feel like they are like neglected in certain aspects. So if they want to leave a card out, they can leave a card out.
Listen, I'm not going to yell at anybody for leaving a card out. I'm just someone that returns the card. I usually try to just not use a card.
Yeah, except a lot of these stores pulled the baskets though during COVID.
What do you mean pulled the baskets?
Well, like the little baskets that you would
the
carry.
actual hand baskets.
Yeah, they just removed them so that they could wipe down the carts and
Yeah.
make everybody feel, I guess, like they were.
I feel like most of them are back now. though.
Are they?
No.
I feel,
The Giant Eagle near me doesn't even have baskets.
my stupid Giant Eagle.
I don't go to Giant Eagle.
They took away bags, so now you got to bring your own bags or pay 10 cents for a paper one.
That's fine. We should be doing that.
I will
but
never remember to bring my own bags. I won't. Keep
them in the car.
I do, and then I put my groceries in them and I take them in the house, and then they go into the thing and I forget about
well,
them.
you have more than one.
Yeah, I got like 9,
Well-
but then they all end up in a pile under the cabinet.
Put half
Get
of
a
them in the car.
rotation,
And,
yeah.
you got to get a rotation going.
Every time
rotation
I walked
going.
in today, I went and bought a bunch of fresh fruit and vegetables today. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, damn it. I was like, I'll never remember.
I'll use the paper bags that they give me.
For what?
I put like recycling in there, which now I guess doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
but
apparently
Yeah,
not.
but whatever. That's what I do. But yeah, every grocery store I go to, they got the baskets back, so I rarely use a cart.
You're shopping so little that you only need a basket, though? You don't need a cart?
I don't buy that much stuff.
Yeah, if I'm going to like pick up a couple of things, I don't need like a
guess,
giant
yeah.
cart. And they have the tiny carts too.
I love those.
But you can never find them, so I'm like, all right, I'll put 3 things in a giant cart.
Heinen's has those little baby carts. I
Yeah,
like those a lot.
I don't keep a ton of food in my house. I'm more like, here's the meals I'm going to eat for the next 2 days, and that's kind of it. Like I don't stock up on stuff.
Try to spend less money, so I got a bunch of stuff today to meal prep salads and for lunch and dinners and
I don't think that there should be cart narcs. What I think there should be are the people. There should be people filming the people that are in the 10 item or less line with
I
like
have too many items.
holding up the line, and they just don't care. They're like, and this line was the shortest. It's the shortest because people respect the sign.
Or maybe just stand there and wait and get over it and realize that most people are dicks.
And you don't have anywhere to be
Cares?
anyway.
Yeah, you know where to be.
I'm not talking about me specifically. I'm talking about the
Who are you
general
talking
me.
about?
general public.
He just wants to be
General
annoyed
public.
on behalf
Yeah,
of other people.
he wants to co-opt somebody else's pain. I get it.
It's not co-opting someone else's pain, but if you're going to film something, forget leaving the cart out in the parking lot. At least it's in the parking lot. I've seen homeless people take them home. Or, well, take them
By the way, if
other
you
places.
really cared about it, I know people are just going for the lulls, but if you really cared about it, you'd walk over
And
and
just grab
put
the
the
cart.
cart
Yeah.
in the corral.
Nah, that's not content.
That's what I've
That's
done.
exactly-
I do that all the time.
I do that
So I
too.
see a cart floating through the thing. I'm not going to cross the parking lot, but I'm like, I'll put that in there.
There's one
it's 2
nearby,
seconds out of my
yeah.
day, and it won't roll into somebody else's car. You see the Cavs hired Luke Walton?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He
The guy was like the head coach of the Lakers for a while.
For a minute,
This is
yeah.
not good news for HR Puff and stuff.
No,
They're
it's-
planning for the future, boy.
No, he's in as an assistant. He'll be here probably one season and then probably
Why?
get another shot as a head coach.
Oh, he's just killing time?
I think so.
Oh.
Didn't
he play for the Cavs?
He did play for the Cavs
Yeah.
for a little bit. JB Bickerstaff,
Who?
the coach of the Cavs.
Never heard of
He's done a great job. So he's got like a 4 or 5 year extension.
LQ Funkenhunk? This guy's back.
JB Bickerstaff.
I don't know who that is. Okay. Speaking of the Lakers, they hired
Darvin Ham.
Yeah, mostly Ham. Darvin Ham is the. This guy's never been a head coach before, and now he's in charge of the Lakers.
Yeah.
Oh, I trust anyone whose name is Ham.
Mostly Ham. Mm-hmm. What a great name, Darvin Ham.
My ham.
Right?
I haven't had ham in forever.
Imagine you go from. I guess it was what happened to Mike Brown too. Imagine you go from Milwaukee to L.A. Darvin Ham, I think, was of the Bucks, but like when Mike Brown was here, and they go, "You're going to be the coach of the Lakers now." And again,
It's
it's
a
not
tough gig,
It
man.
ain't the Showtime Lakers, but I mean, it's L.A.
It's LA.
It's
You
the
got
Lakers.
LeBron on the team.
Yeah.
It's just so much pressure, especially because they underperformed so. I mean, they fired a guy that took them to a championship a couple years ago, and then they made all these moves, didn't make the team any better, and now you got to still be a contender, even though your team's not there. So it's a tough spot to be in.
Still.
Basketball's still going on.
Yes.
Why doesn't it? It's so
The finals
long.
start on Thursday.
Who's in it?
Celtics versus Warriors.
Who do we like? Celtics. Probably,
Celtics
right?
more than Warriors, but I hate it both. I'm really upset with it.
This is not the finals he wanted to see.
I'm really annoyed, because I mean, Celtics are a team that I've always had a rivalry against because of things they've done to the Cavs, and then you got the Warriors, who are like I hate them so much. So
I know
either
they're the
way,
bad guys. Yeah.
one of these teams is going to win a championship, and I don't want that.
So then don't watch.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not going to watch at all?
I mean, I'll probably watch a little bit, but I'm not that interested in it.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not all that exciting. And the NBA playoffs this year have been mostly garbage. It's not been a
Really
good year
dull.
for them. Yeah, real dull. Like the only good game really was like these past two games.
So are you coming over to my
6
side?
and 7. No, I still love basketball.
That
It's
basketball's
just
super boring?
no.
It doesn't matter?
It's just basketball's great. It's just this playoffs have been underwhelming.
A message here off the talkback button on the iHeartRadio app.
You mentioned having the name Roland can be tough. That is actually my son's name. He's 8 years old currently.
When do we mention Roland?
I don't know. They see me
You
rolling.
said it last week.
They hate it.
My kid's name Roland.
You mentioned having the name Roland can be tough. That is actually my son's name. He's 8 years old currently, but yeah, my son's name is Roland. So just thought that was funny you brought it up. Subconsciously, it's probably because I'm a musician. I have a small studio set up. I have lots of Roland outboard gear. Boss pedals, which is Roland, things like that. But yeah, my son's name is Roland.
Roll. I mean, I'm
That
a
must have
drummer.
been
There's
awesome.
Roland drums too.
Yeah.
I've never named my kids Tama and Sabian. Wow, Roland.
Not the worst names.
Tama Sabian?
Tama and Sabian.
Yeah.
This is my daughter Zildjian. And there's a lot of great Rolands. There's Roland Gift
Oh, that's one.
from the Fine Young Cannibals.
Yeah.
There's Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears, who were just here. A lot of great Rolands. I think it's largely a British name.
Yeah,
There's
less-
Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner.
and that's what he's referring to.
All right. Well, I've got to take a break on that note. Because we were talking about our Mount Rushmore, and I had Warren
Yeah,
Zevon on
yeah.
my musical Mount
And
Rushmore.
I messed up, and I put Steve Winwood on there, and he's not even
He's
American.
British.
So I'm going to replace him with Dave Grohl.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to break. If you want to text for something, 35192. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.